Okay, so welcome to episode 3 of Pravina Talks. Today we have with us a very, very special guest uh, from far, far away land. He's from the UK,
Yes.
but now settled in Dubai for good. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart,
No worries.
to accept the
Thank you for
invitation.
bringing me on today. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to have you here because I've experienced what you are doing in person. So that's the
Amazing.
purpose that I want it to reach to so
Yeah.
many people out there. Yeah.
Amazing, thank
So Brendon is a dance choreographer, celebrity dance choreographer and
Thank you.
movement specialist. And now he's a founder of IMD Breathwork, which is going globally. He'll explain about that more. Before that, since he's a dance choreographer and I love dance, so I want to hi. Yeah.
Fist pump.
Okay.
Fist pump. Fist pump.
Yeah. Okay. So Brendon, you can introduce about yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of things. I'm a creative director for events. I'm a film director for commercials, music videos, and I have a documentary out as well. And you're right. I've been a dancer for 20 plus years and a choreographer for about 12 plus years, and worked with some incredible people, incredible people across the board, from celebrities to massive brands. About 2 years ago, I discovered breathwork and I discovered all the healing modalities and decided to create something called IMD Breathwork, which stands for Immersive Multidimensional Breathwork.
Immersive multi-dimensional
Yeah.
breathwork. Okay.
It's immersive because you wear a mask and you wear headphones, which means you can't hear anyone, you can't see anyone, you are completely immersed. And it's multidimensional because of the way I create the soundtracks. We do it in like a 360 space. So you can hear the sounds coming from all around your head, like you may hear things over here, and then they travel here and everywhere. It completely surrounds you and immerses you. And the idea was obviously born out of solving a problem, right? Is you go to breathwork classes, all you can hear is everyone breathing the whole time and then crying and then screaming. And it's, for me with ADHD, it's so distracting. So being able to immerse myself with an eye mask and headphones mean I'm on my journey. And so you can be in a room full of people and yet feel so isolated there in an amazing way.
Interesting. Thank you.
No worries.
For explaining it. I wanted you to be in my channel, Pravina Talks, because
Perfect.
I've experienced, I think, about 3 times personally. I've done your breathwork classes in Malaysia.
Yeah.
The first time when I came in, I didn't know what it was all about. I saw it for some time in Instagram and, sponsored page and all. People are
Wait.
screaming and like body moving,
Somatics.
But yeah, but back then I didn't know it's somatic and things like that. But in life, everybody, we go through challenges and we have issues. It's just that sometimes we don't admit it. So I was going through some maybe I would say some challenges in life.
Yeah.
So I was searching for things that
Something.
would,
Yeah.
something that would
Somebody
make
can
me feel more fulfilled, happier, and get out of what I'm facing, things
Yeah.
like that. So that's where I think the universe aligned me to your page.
Nice.
And I said, okay, I don't know what is this, but I'll give it a try. So
Perfect.
I went to the first session. I didn't understand the breathing, the breathe, how, I didn't know
3-part
how
breath,
to do it. So although there was sample instructions given before you start the journey, but I just thought okay, I don't have to be perfect. I can
Yes.
always start from
Correct.
a little. Yeah, it's okay. So even if I don't get the whole system of how to do it, I'll just do it. So and then I went in and you make us lie down and we are blindfolded and things like that. So and then but throughout the journey, like the first half of it, like you really bring us into high, and then you hold. And that's the moment when I held the breath for a certain period of time.
Yes.
I felt super powerful.
Okay.
Like I never knew that I had that much of power in me. Because sometimes you get affected from comments from people or sometimes issues in life, and you forget that you have the power within you. But that holding period, I didn't know I could do it. And I had that much of power and belief in myself.
Yeah.
And then the releasing was like, we have to scream it out. That's
Yes.
how you structure it. The releasing was so good.
Amazing.
I even mentioned like whatever I want to say kind of
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
I just screamed. And then the toning down after that, the second half of it was very reflective.
Perfect.
Very reflective for me. So, and then But the next day I had body aches everywhere. Like I
Good.
think because the releasing of all the cellular level, maybe traumas or
Mm.
past that you have been carrying and things like that.
Perfect.
So that was my first experience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell anyone anything anymore. You just explained the whole thing for
Yeah.
me.
So
Cool. End the podcast. Let's go.
yeah, but and then I tried again the second time. So you have different topics, right?
Yes,
Each time, yeah. So
different
I said,
themes.
okay, this is doing something to me. So okay, okay, second time I'll go and learn the breathwork a bit more proper. And then I went in again. This time was amazing. I would tell you, like I'm 39 years old now. There's always this part of me which always feels that I'm not that enough. That comparative feeling.
Yes.
Why I don't get this in life? Why people who are not as much as talented as me, but they have a better life. I work so hard, but things are not happening that well. That kind of like I would say a bit comparative, not enough, and a little unhappy this kind of things. The second breathwork was like so good, Brendon. I would say that it really brought me to a picture that's hang in my house of me when I was like 12 years old.
Okay.
It's a picture that I don't like because I don't look good in it.
Right.
But it was an achievement picture.
Okay.
And the message that came to me was, come on, Pravina, appreciate yourself. Love yourself.
Beautiful.
You have done so much in life. You're not looking at it. Don't compare yourself with anyone. You don't deserve to be compared. You are that beautiful. You are that great on your own way. And you should, compliment, love, and hug yourself. That was like really, I don't know. I have no words to describe, Brendon. It was so powerful. And I felt an immense, sense of calmness. And, people say self-love. Okay, you go and get your manicure, pedicure. You go for a trip. But I think the breathwork really taught me what is the real self-love. It's not only the outer things, but like really going into your body and then I started saying thank you to myself.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and my body. And I stopped comparing myself. That's the moment.
Nice.
It just sinked in. I think it
Perfect.
just sinked in. And I started to love and appreciate myself more.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then the second one is also something that I would like. I mean, the third one,
Third one,
experience was, it was the ancestor one.
Okay.
Yeah, so, connecting to your ancestor,
Generational roots.
generation
Yeah,
rules
yeah,
and stuff like that. I could really connect to my grandfather, who was an entrepreneur, and like how brave he was. And then that courage came to me. I could feel it. Come on, he could do it. He was super brave.
Yeah.
I have that thing in me. I knew it. I could feel it from the body.
Got
And
it.
then, I became much courageous after that. And these things, that the process that happened, all these memories, it doesn't stop there for me. It has been nearly, I think, maybe 4 or 5 months after that. It's still there. Whenever I face issues, that thing comes back to me. No, Pravina, love yourself. It's okay. You are enough.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then if there's something that I'm a bit fearful, recently I encountered a situation where it was quite dangerous for my life. So that moment was no, Pravina, your grandfather was super courageous person. He came from, India to Malaysia and then set up
Lovely.
his life
Yes.
here all by himself. And he was
Very
so
cool.
courageous and made so well, became successful. You have that courage in you. So at that dangerous moment that I faced, I really felt that courage in me. So it's keep on helping you overall. It's not just one breathwork session and it's done. It's traveling with me. It imprint something during that session.
Yes.
That's carrying me. So I don't know. Maybe you have a magic in it, or what's the? Maybe you can explain more. What's actually
I
happening
feel
in
like
it?
you've explained the whole thing.
Yeah, because I really benefited so much from it.
Yeah.
That's why
I love it. Yes.
really wanted you to be here,
Perfect. Yes.
so that I want many more people around the world
Yes.
to understand it. And especially, I'm really thankful
Yes.
that you have had it in Malaysia now.
Yeah.
So this is
Well, we're
not
launching
accessible.
again, right? We're launching again now with a new instructor.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know that
happening
it
this
would be
week.
back. I know it will.
Yeah.
So I really want everyone else to to benefit from it as well. So you can explain more about it.
Okay, so what's the question? What are
My-
you asking?
Okay, my question is, okay, I've explained like how it has helped me, the
Yep.
breathwork you have
explained
created.
the whole process.
Yeah,
and
I've
then how it
explained
helped you,
yeah. So my question is, besides my testimony, what
Yes.
other testimony you have had from people going through
Oh,
your
good.
breathwork?
We've got like 255-star reviews
Maybe
on
you
Google.
can share
you know?
some so that people
It's,
who are facing similarities, they can come to it. Yeah.
So as I was saying, we've got 250 plus
Okay.
Google reviews online. Every single one of them says, my life is transformed, my life is changed. This thing has gone. It's an experience everyone has to experience. It's like nothing I've ever tried. You know, one even said, it's the only experience where you can go this deep without taking medication, legal or illegal. So, you know, that's what it does. When you breathe like this, it takes you into your alternate state of consciousness. It releases DMT, it releases serotonin, it releases dopamine. It puts you in such an amazing place where you basically disconnect from your neocortex and your prefrontal cortex, and you allow your limbic system to play and come up. And all these memories and emotions can come up and be processed in the moment while releasing these chemicals and these neuros and going into your subconscious. Yes, it's honestly that simple. That's just the breath work.
Yeah.
The sound side, the sound healing side is, you know, we play around. I can't tell you exactly what they are because they're
it's
like our
okay.
secret sauce. But we play around with a very specific binaural beats, which took a lot of practice to get to. Very specific frequency, sorry. And then obviously we play around with Safego frequencies. We do subliminal messaging in very specific places so that it accesses the brain in the right way.
Okay.
There's coaching, there's an amazing soundtrack, there's sound effects, and there's a bunch of other things that I never tell people. But yeah, they all add to the process of helping you heal, helping you rewire. Because I believe the breath work specifically with the combination of what I've created in the musicality realm is, I think this is one of the only modalities that you don't need to talk about afterwards. And that's quite hard to say. Like, you know, a lot of people come out the journey remembering everything. And then others come out remembering absolutely nothing. Okay. And ironically, the ones that remember nothing are the ones that report the biggest shifts throughout the week. So yeah, things move, things shift, and they get rewired in the moment because your prefrontal cortex, neocortex was not engaged. So yeah, it's quite funny how people have amazing shifts. I always tell the same story of this guy that came one week super skeptical, and then came back the next week smiling from ear to ear. He was in the best mood, and he said, "I don't know what you did to me, but my wife says I'm a nice person now."
Oh, that's
you know,
beautiful.
so there's that story.
Yeah.
I've had breakups that people have come back and said they got over the breakup faster than they've ever gotten over a breakup in their whole life. Like normally they'd be in bed crying their heart out, and they were like, "I just wasn't. I just felt powerful. You know, something
That's
shifted."
the word, powerful.
Yeah. Powerful. Yeah.
I felt that. Yeah.
Well, it's powerful because we all live through our traumas. Our personalities are created by our traumas. And as long as we're living through our traumas, we're not powerful. And that's the thing. So the minute we can rewire them, they're never going to disappear. You can't erase a memory. It's there for good. Like your subconscious, your limbic system's already seen everything in this room and acknowledged every single little thing, even though your prefrontal cortex is not aware of it. There's something called the Rex filter, and it basically filters out what you see and what... It gives you the important information because your brain, you know, the front part of your brain wouldn't be able to take all the millions of bits of information that we just experienced in the last 10 minutes, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's kind of what it does in a nutshell without going into like very, very specific details.
Understand. Yeah. And I would really say thank you for the quotes, you know, when I go in through the journey, that you put in quotes there and here, that quotes really,
help, right?
goes deep into my heart and like really lifts me up. Yeah. It's really like somebody patting at your back kind of a
Well, it's backing up what I'm saying. There's what I'm saying, right? And who am I? You know, no one knows who I am.
Yeah.
But when I quote Carl Jung, you know, it's instantly people go, "Oh yeah, I know that. Oh, that makes sense because he's saying exactly the same thing as Brendon just said it."
Yes.
You know, so it's reinforcing what I'm trying to say and the coaching that I write into the journeys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I think when you came to Malaysia, I think a few months ago, for the meet and greet session, I was like, okay, I'm going to meet this person, like, you know, because I've benefited so much, and I wanted to say a personal thank you to you for
Well, you're
creating
welcome.
this. Yeah, that's why I met
didn't
you.
even know that was meant to be a meet and greet.
Yeah.
I showed up to meet someone for a meeting, and then suddenly everybody was there. So
Okay.
I was surprised, and
I see.
no one told me that was happening. It just happened.
Okay, so I came
So in
in.
a way, it was a good thing, but also
Yeah, so I
interesting.
think that
Yeah.
led us here actually.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
So why I wanted to say a thank you is because I am quite intuitive by nature.
Perfect.
Okay. So when I met you, side by side, having conversation with you and all, I really felt that immense sense of kindness from you.
Thank you.
Like you are a kind human being who's trying to spread kindness around so that everybody can have a beautiful, fulfilling life.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what I felt deep within when I was next to you, when I
Amazing.
gave you a hug
Yeah.
and we had conversation. But besides that, what are your top 3 values, Brendon?
What are my top 3 values?
Yeah, I would love to hear
Are we
that
talking personally or business?
personally.
Creativity.
Brendon as a person.
My value is I'm a creative person. So no
Okay.
matter what I do, it has to be a creative influence. I'm 100% empathetic. Like I feel everything, and it's upsetting sometimes, but it works great for the work I'm doing. What's a good third? I can name like hundreds, but the 3 I suppose is helping people. But that comes with the empathy, right?
Yeah.
I love to help people. I've always been like a teacher. I've always been a mentor. I've always been in the space of doing my best to help people succeed in life and thrive. And this has allowed me to do it in such a unique way that it's now going international. And I don't need to be there. I can still help heal people from wherever I am in the world, which is absolutely awesome. Like I love the feeling and I love what I've created. And there are moments sometimes, like I just been in Riyadh and I'm in Saudi Arabia and we've launched a new instructor there. And some of the releasing and some of the energy in the room there was so unique and so intense that after the 3 sessions I did, I had to just go home, sit in silence and just wait because there was so much in me. But the weird thing is I felt, most people would be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. It was such a good feeling, even though I was exhausted. And I had a lot of stuff to kind of shake off for the rest of the night, literally physically shake off. I just danced around. It just felt good. Like there was a lot going on in those rooms and it was just like, rah, the releasing was intense. But it's those moments that I kind of really go, damn, I created something really cool, really real. So that's my kind of values, I suppose.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think so creative we know because you are a choreographer and stuff like that. But the next two was helping people and empathy. So I think maybe that's where I felt your kindness and I think it's the intention. Your value created the intention that you have. And have you ever imagined or dreamt of that you will be helping people around the world?
Well, the
It's
funny
global.
the funny thing is I'm not massively a spiritual holistic person,
Okay.
I've never really been into any of the practices and I suppose I'm still really not into it.
Okay.
I believe that breathwork is backed by science,
Okay.
Especially in the God knows how many years. You go back to when the monks were breathing the Tumo breath and then you've got the pranayamic breath all the way back in, am I saying that right? Pranayama or pranayamic?
Yeah. Either one.
All the way back, and then obviously there's chi and there's all these things like there's so many different ways to describe what we are doing now. It's describing energy, driving the breath, and the breath has always been so key to so many modalities for thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands of years. And now we're only just finding the science to prove what it does, and how it affects the body. And how it can heal the body, how it can relax the body, how it can kill the body. There's so many different things it can do that it's just super powerful.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Besides breathwork, I'm also interested to know you personally. This is my chance. So, how or when did you know that dance and choreography is your calling? I'm a teacher by profession.
Got it.
So, students, they might have interest in this kind of creative industry, but they might be a bit worried of future job scope in terms of the salary, will my future be certain kind of a thing?
So
what would you tell?
I was actually, I was 17, 17. I was at London College of Fashion. So I was actually studying fashion design. So I'd always been an artist. I'd always been created. And I'd kind of landed on fashion for some reason. Like I loved the form, the human form, and I loved clothes at the time.
Okay.
And I walked past a studio called Pineapple Dance Studio in Covent Garden. And it was like the biggest one in London. Like it still is, I think. I just haven't been back in a while. And I just looked through the window and I saw all these people dancing. And it just looked so cool. And I was like, I want to try that. So I tried it. And instantly fell in love with dancing, and obviously I still dance today. You know, I still teach dance and I still dance myself. But yeah, absolutely fell in love with it. Joined classes the week after, and then got hooked on it, and ended up giving up my career as a designer, and just went, I want to be a dancer. And then I got into a school called the Laban Centre, which is a ballet contemporary school. So I went and studied there for a bit. And fast forward, then I studied all the street dance styles, so locking, popping, house breaking, all the lovely all the lovely street styles. So, and then, I kind of got into commercial dance after that, became a commercial choreographer. Then I got to work with Sam Smith, Ross Stewart, Rick Ashley, David Guetta, BB Rexa, all the brands, Panasonic, Renault, BBC, ITV. There's so many, I can't remember them all. You know, I got to be the creative director for the opening of Atlantis Royal in Dubai, and Beyonce was one of the performers there. So, it was, I've had a pretty incredible career, and this is why it's weird going from, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but it's weird going from that career to this career because it's happened so fast.
Yes, yeah.
Like IMD was supposed to be a little side project, a little hustle.
Side hustle kind of thing.
It did a lot for me. It helped me out in my life, so I wanted to give the same for everybody else and try it.
Okay.
And just let's see what happens.
What happens? Yeah.
And it just blew up, and it's continuing to blow up. You know, after this, I'm in Hong Kong, releasing another instructor into Hong Kong.
Okay.
So anyone in Hong Kong, come along to class. So it's been a bit of a ride, and and the weird thing is, I'm still at the beginning of the ride.
Okay.
That's the scary part. It's like, damn.
How many countries, if you don't mind mentioning?
I think we're in 16 different cities. At the moment. Countries, maybe 10, 12. I'm not sure because I now have a team.
Okay, to manage it.
I've always been a freelancer where I work on my own, and it's so
you
weird.
You are the center of yourself.
I am me, and I do everything, right? From beginning to end. And, working in the entertainment industry, you work to God knows what time until you finished. Now I have a team where I can dump my thoughts onto. It's amazing. You know, I just say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, and then they make it happen. Okay. They're an incredible team, and they only joined me, 6-7 months ago. Okay. So, the actual company itself launched in September. But it's been going for a lot longer because it was just me to begin, again, just me. Yeah. And then I brought on a team, and it's just been
beautiful
growing and exploding ever since. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And my next question is, how did your childhood shape who Brendon is today? Because it always goes back there, you know, even with breathwork and stuff like that. Yeah.
How did my childhood shape who I am today?
It's a reflective time after years, I guess.
There's too many things to comment because I'm
choose.
hugely multifaceted. But there's one thing which I think you might relate to is I've never felt good enough. My parents split up when I was 2 years old. And so one parent leaving you, whether you like it or not, as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, you're going to blame yourself. You know, when you're that young and your brain is massively stuck in theta brainwaves, the whole world revolves around you. Yeah. No matter what happens, you think it's your fault, right? So obviously as a child, I thought, that person doesn't love me. I'm not good enough. And then that reflected a lot in my life. You know, a lot of relationship I went in and out of. I was attracting very similar people. Because in my head, I was like, well, if I can help this person and this person loves me and they don't leave me, that can fix the inner child and the inner child's happy. But then, there's a reason. The universe, whether you believe it or not, is a fun thing. It keeps giving you stuff.
Yeah,
I agree. And if you don't listen, it will give you 10 times worse and then 10 times worse again. And that's what happened to me. It got to the point where it was so bad that I needed to find a solution, and breathwork was that solution. And luckily now, touch wood, very single, but I'm definitely not attracting the same type of people.
Oh, that's good.
Or I'm not attracted to the same type of people, should we say.
That's a big relief, right?
So that's one thing, and that's one of the earliest traumas. And the funny thing about that trauma is it happened when I was 2. I've probably done 20 years of talking therapy on and off throughout my whole life, right? And it's never come up. It's never come up for me. And it's 100% been one of the biggest trigger traumas my whole life. And in 3 months of breath work, I managed to resolve comfortably, like into a great feeling, resolve that kind of trauma that kept leading me down the wrong path, shall we say. Yeah. It was not serving me. Everyone loves that saying, right? Release what is not serving you.
Let go.
Let go.
Let go. Yeah,
I've got
it's
a journey.
easiest. Previously, like you said, therapy and all that, it's useful. It has its own benefits. But like just what you mentioned, if in my case and stuff like that, like what your IMD breathwork is doing is, it's like just like 1 hour plus, near to 2 hours.
It's about 1 hour 10 and to 1. They're actually increasing in time. We're updated.
Okay. When I went was like 1 hour plus.
This is an exclusive. There you go. So they've been 1 hour 10 minutes up to now, so 17 minutes. But I'm forever developing the sound strategies. I'm forever creating new ways to make it better. So luckily, being the creator and being so early on in the business, I can go back and change everything, right?
Okay.
So we've just released a new journey called Beyond Stress and Anxiety, Unleash Your Power, right?
Okay.
And I used a million, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I used so many amazing, cool techniques that I've been learning in those journeys, and everyone is coming back and saying how much more powerful this journey is. They're like, I don't know what you've changed, because it's not something you would know. Unless you know. Right? So I don't know what you've changed, but they are 10 times more powerful. So I'm now finding the time to go back through and redevelop those journeys. So it's not like they're done and they're done.
You understand?
They're constantly updating. I'm constantly updating the soundscape. I'm constantly improving on what I've already created. And then obviously I'm going to keep creating more journeys as we keep going. The aim is to have 50 in the next couple of years. They just take a very long time to create. It's like a 6-week process.
But what I liked personally from it was like what you said. We can go to therapy and all that. It's good. It has its own benefit.
Yes.
But in terms of the time frame, like one session of IMD breathwork, like you come out of it and like you process things and the realization that comes to it. Like, so,
you're right. One session of IMD and you can shift more than I believe of years of therapy.
Yes, exactly. And I could feel the power in my cells, the body cells. You really feel it. It's not just something from the outer, but from your inner self.
Yeah. Well, I believe the reason you can shift so much in one session is obviously the science behind it, the way we disconnect from our prefrontal cortex and go into our limbic system and able to process those memories and emotions in that space. So that means afterwards you don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
It's already done. It's already processed. You just got to allow your body to get used to whatever that new normal is. So this is my belief, that I think breath work and combining it with the sound journeys I do, it's the only modality out there where you do not have to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, what I did, I remember I came back home because there was so much of things that was processing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get loose of it, so I came back and I started journaling.
Yeah.
Like I really wrote down everything.
And that's fine too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having it written down, but you don't need to. I don't journal. I don't do any of that stuff.
Okay.
I just go, oh, it shifted. I feel better.
Okay.
And now I'm not triggered by that. I'm not triggered by that. That thing that used to annoy me doesn't annoy me anymore. All right, cool. I like this new life. Let's keep following it.
I like it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's so difficult not to be triggered. And something has to be done inside of you so that you don't get triggered, which I think the message here that I would like to deliver to everyone is sometimes people think like reading a book or like, self-help. It does help to a certain extent, but whatever it is, you have to do the inner work.
We got to do the work. It's called breath work.
Breath work, yes.
Breath work.
So breath work,
being the key word.
But it's just that people are I would say skeptical because they do not know how it helps.
Yeah.
Like I think sharing my experience is so useful.
Perfect.
Yeah, even I didn't know what is this. Why do I need to go for a breathing class? I'm already breathing every day.
Badly.
That's the thought. That's the thought.
Most people are breathing badly. Yeah.
So
But this is the thing. IMD, and this is why I think people get a little bit confused with IMD. We're not teaching how to breathe every day of every life, right? Your breath will improve, your lungs will improve, your intercostal muscles will get better, your diaphragm muscles will get better. So you will become a better breather anyway.
Yes.
But we're not teaching you the everyday skills, right?
Yeah.
We teach you one breath called the reset breath, which helps you relax and it reduces stress. Our aim is to get you in that room, help you deal with stress, anxiety, trapped emotions, and process those old traumas so that you are a better person, so you can transform and thrive. That is our aim with IMD. Now, we also have aftercare. We have an aftercare document that's got like 15 different breathing techniques that help you in everyday life. We've got 2 10-minute fixed journeys, which we give away for free. One that you can do every morning. It's a morning practice. And we've also given away a stress relief one because stress is so high around the world.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the goal of IMD. In the room, we are going to process. We are going to get rid of those horrible triggers. We're going to get rid of everything that's not serving you. And then there is a process afterwards where you can learn breathing techniques and do a 10-minute stuff for free. We give it away.
Yeah. Thank you for the giveaway. And since being in a creative industry, your brain, you have to always come out with new ideas and stuff like that. You have to innovate things. Yeah. But so let's say if you get stuck or you feel a bit uninspired, so how do you go about it?
This sounds so arrogant, but I'm not trying to. I've never really got stuck with creative ideas.
I see, okay.
What would I do if I did get stuck? Go for a walk? The thing I find really funny about creatives, I feel like we should be paid to do nothing. It's when we're looking out the window, it's when we're having a walk, it's when we're doing absolutely nothing, just driving the car or about to fall asleep. That's when we have all the best ideas. And we go, oh my God. And being the brain style I have, if I don't write it down fast, it disappears. So then I will be waking myself out of sleep quickly to write stuff down. When I'm walking, obviously I have my phone on me. Everyone does all the time. So ideas just come. I'm a list person.
Okay.
So I've got a to-do list, which is like the immediate get this stuff done. I've got an IMD can wait list. There's now 58 different things on there. I know because I counted today.
Okay.
I have a creative list, which is creative ideas. I have about 23 or 24 different show ideas on there. I have a secondary to-do list, which is now 100 plus. It's just stuff I'll get to if I ever complete.
Okay.
And then I have a blog idea list. So I'll talk about it. Say to me the Breathwork code, and I'll explain something afterwards.
Okay.
I've got a whole list of blogs I want to write. So and that's getting into the hundreds now. So suddenly that's a million ideas. And I have a list of journeys I want to create.
Okay, wow.
And that's getting ridiculously long now, and I don't know how I'll ever get through them all, but they change and develop. I have an amazing group of teachers and instructors around the world, and I say, hey, these are my favorite 3 right now. Which one do you want me to do first?
Okay.
And then I move on. So, and because these things take such a long time, in that 6 weeks of doing one journey, I will think of another 10.
Okay.
That's just how my brain just bounces around like crazy. God, the day I think I stop thinking of ideas, be the day I die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like I think you are a creative person from within.
Yeah, I've always been that way.
Yeah,
always.
it flows to you.
From a child, I've probably found very creative ways to get out of situations.
Okay, I understand.
But yes, Breathwork code. So yeah, I'm currently creating something called the Breathwork code.
Okay.
So that is kind of under my name.
Okay.
So I'm creating a Breathwork course so people can learn about the breath, not just to be a facilitator, but anyone. So any therapist, any person in the world that wants to learn how the breath works scientifically, I'm creating a course they can take. Then I'm also creating a second part to the course. So I'm going to do it step by step. It's going to take like a year. It's a long process. The second part will be about trauma. Will be about how it gets stuck in the body and how breathwork can release it. And then obviously the third part will be about how to be an instructor. And then eventually I want to certify people as instructors. That's separate to IMD. That's what Brendon is doing on the side. But it's going to be a blog first. So I'm going to start writing a blog to try and educate people about the breath and what it actually does. Like I'm already doing these little educational posts on Instagram, which is nothing, but it helps. Like I did one today about the breath relating to sport and being athletes. And how the breath can increase your performance. And I gave like 3 or 4 tips. And already I've had a bunch of fitness sites share it. It's so cool. I love Instagram because sometimes it's like nothing. It's like tumbleweed. And then every now and again you do something that, that's a good idea. Do it in 5 seconds and post it. And then everyone shares it.
Yeah.
It's just, the internet is such a weird, funny place. Sorry, I should cough.
Yeah, I mean, since we are already here and we have discussed so much, can you walk us through a short breath work so that people know about it?
Yeah, well, what do you want to do? There's so many different breathing techniques. It depends what you want to do. Give me something.
Something that could release stress, because on a daily basis we face that. Yeah.
most people would tell you breathing slower will release stress. What it will do is it will slow your heart down. It will take you into parasympathetic, and it will help you release more oxygen in the body, right? But I truly believe in kind of like jolt starting, like giving your system a knock.
Okay.
So push it into the sympathetic, very harsh, into stress response. And then there's something called the rebound effect. So after you've pushed your body to the point where you're feeling dizzy and you've done a breath hold, you can drop the minute you stop and you go into slow breathing.
Okay.
You'll drop below your baseline. So if this is your baseline of where you are now, into parasympathetic, and you'll feel very relaxed.
Okay.
And when the dizziness goes, you'll feel great. So the best way to do it, we'll do a shorter version, but the best way to do that is to do like 2 minutes of something called holotropic breath.
Okay.
It's the easiest one to remember. And then do a minute hold.
Okay, hold.
And then do another 2 minutes. And on the second hold, just try and hold a little bit longer. And then after that, you would go into just breathing really slowly. Like I can give you a few techniques like 4-7-8, in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8, box breathing 4-4-4-4, in, hold, blah, blah, blah. They're all your slow breaths. They're the ones that relax you. You can do that afterwards.
Okay.
Another one I learned as well, actually, is 4-4-6. It's great for endurance. So if you're an athlete, that's another good one you can do as well that will take you into your parasympathetic, help you recover faster. So you're going to breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth.
Okay.
This one's easy because it's not really fussy about where the air goes.
Okay.
So in my class, we want...
That's
you
so.
have to be very,
Yeah,
very specific about where we want stuff. With the holotropic breath, it's just in and out. And if it goes into your belly, great. If it goes into your chest, great.
Great, okay.
Yeah, so it depends. Just allow the breath to go where it wants to go. Obviously, in a perfect world... you're going to feel both parts at the same time.
Okay.
But that actually takes quite a lot of practice. Like it's
Yeah.
not that simple.
I even went back home and I tried.
Yeah.
I tried again so that the next time I go back, I'll do it properly. Yeah.
So let's do something, and I won't do it the whole time with you.
Okay.
I'll start you off, and then I'll count you in and guide you through it. Okay. So we're just going to do 50 breaths, in and out.
50,
Actually,
okay.
let's go, for the camera's sake, we'll do 20, otherwise
Okay, yeah.
all it'll be is
Yeah.
like a panting dog.
Yeah,
So we do 20 breaths,
Okay.
and then we'll just do like a 30-second hold, right?
Okay.
And even that will kind of knock your sympathetic. You'll feel very awake, and then you'll drop into your parasympathetic, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we'll do 20 breaths. In and out, deep breaths. Okay, and we'll go a little bit faster as we go.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Keep going. Halfway through. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then you're going to suck in on 20. And just hold. And close your eyes. So in this hold, just close your eyes and allow whatever comes up to come up. You know, some people see lights, some people see images, some people see words. You know, it depends on your brain. Just allow the things to come, look at them and say hello and say goodbye. It's super, super simple. And I'm going to stay quiet and just hold your breath for as long as you can. When you release your breath, I want you to give me a huge sigh. So, and then we'll go into slow breathing and we'll try just 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. And and then just take 5 seconds in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. Keep going. Da 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 da. 2, and I'll watch you in the camera, and you're literally sinking into your chair. And relax. And obviously, you would continue. Yeah, that's a very compact version. You would do it for a bit longer than that.
Yeah. I already feel like so energetic.
Yeah.
And I think it plays with emotions as well.
It
Like
can
all
do.
of a
Super
sudden,
fast,
I just feel like happy.
Super fast, yeah.
And like calm.
Yeah.
And yeah. So what kind of emotion comes out when we do all this?
Oh
breath work?
God, so many different emotions. So what you're doing, even in that short burst,
yeah.
you know, you are basically bypassing your neocortex and going straight to the subconscious limbic system. That's why you can feel emotional within like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Like we did 20 breaths?
Yeah.
20,
I just
20, 30
immediately
seconds.
feel happy now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And, you know, then suddenly you breathe a bit longer and you start to bypass the neocortex and suddenly you start crying and then things start coming out and things start releasing and it's beautiful. So because it's such an emotional thing, IMD, you know, I joke in the class that I get upset if you don't cry.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of a running joke that it's emotional. You're gonna feel things come up. Some people trip. Some people. There's so many different things happen that you never know what's gonna happen. Everyone in that room will have a completely different journey to the next person. No one will be the same. In fact, every journey you do, even if you did the same sound journey, each one would be a completely different experience. That's just how it works. You know, you don't fight it. You just go in and go, wonder what's going to happen today, right? It's the part of the fun. See what comes up. But, sorry, and your question was, you know, what emotions come up? Every single one.
Okay.
We've had people come out that are still really sad. We've had people come out that are angry and like there's rage. And they're just like... You know, I remember not that long ago, someone in my class in Dubai wanted to punch something. He was like, I just want to punch something so bad. And so we got some pillows and we let him punch it. Okay. So, yeah, every emotion will come up. You know, most people kind of come out a bit spacey. They've got that integration moment. As the last 20 minutes we call the integration period. Okay. It brings you back to reality and brings you back into the world. So most of the time that's enough for everybody. But yeah, some people have had a lot. Like they've really released a lot and it's still kind of coming out and they want to rage or they want to cry or they want to hug someone and yeah, every emotion in the world will come up. It just depends on what they dealt with in that journey.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for walking me through the breathwork. And I think the sample of it, I really wanted it because so that people know, like I came in without knowing what it was you know, so having a sample of it will be a bit clearer. So thank you so much for that. And you have turned your music, danced and breathwork, all three into business, like entrepreneurship. You know, I'm very interested in entrepreneurship. And I do business coaching as well. So it's actually a beautiful thing. You know, because IMD Breathwork, if it didn't turn out to be an entrepreneurial journey, it will not. It will be difficult to travel globally, and it will not benefit many people. You know, so a lot of people have this. You know, I wouldn't say misconception, maybe perspective that entrepreneurship is all about money. You know, it's all about making money. But with you, I feel that, of course, we need money to survive. But it also comes with it comes with the intention to have it move around. And that's the only way that it can move around is because of through, you know, business. And so you can explain how did the idea came to you to turn it into a business?
Well, I don't call myself an entrepreneur. I never have. I'm a creative. I've always been a creator. I think without my team, I wouldn't be where I was today. But then other people are like, you know, you're an ideas person. And so I'm a creative person who thinks of clever ideas. So a lot of people do consider that an entrepreneur. So you decide. I just created something I thought people would like because I did. I liked it. And I wanted to give everyone what I got. And that was it. And then I had no intention of it going internationally. Oh, really? No. Oh, I thought it was like a planned thing. No, never. Oh, it was a side. It was a side hustle that I was just doing, and it just got big. And then I had people come to class, and they say, "I want to teach this. Where are you from? I'm from London. Okay, I'm from here. I'm from there. Okay, okay. I'll take your name, and if I ever expand, I'll give you a call." And then, you know, when enough people ask, you kind of go, "Wait a minute." Maybe I should take this quite seriously. And then one of the first instructors I took on was a lady named Flo in Dubai. And she was amazing. She's an awesome person. But she's now also my COO. Oh, wow. So she is the analytical brain to my crazy ADHD creative brain. She's the one I dump everything on. I just go, blah, 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 and then she makes sense of it and sends it to the right people and makes sure everyone does what they're meant to do. So yeah, without her, I wouldn't be able to do what I do every day because I'd have to then try and figure out how to be the normal analytical brain. I'm not that person. And then I have Tara, who's my head of PR, and I have Rachel, who's my head of marketing, who's here in Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, there's some really, really cool people working with me, and they keep me on my toes as much as I think I keep them on their toes because my ideas flow and my brain changes a lot. So I think they have to deal with me changing my mind a lot. Listening to you makes me feel like Breathwork has chosen you, I guess. It's not you who chose Breathwork. Like, again, I was never into this stuff. Yeah, looks like, you know, like what you said, what you have experienced in your childhood. And then you went to like kind of heal yourself. And then it came to you.
So maybe you have to go through it for a purpose. And then you started out of nothing just to help people. And then people approach you. So it's like, it chose you kind of a thing. I thought it was a planned thing that you want to expand. So like, okay.
Not at all. It just kind of happened.
Your intention.
Well, that's the
big.
thing. I'm my identity, I suppose, is creative.
Yeah.
It's creative director, film director, dance choreographer, photographer, videographer, editor. That's my identity, and it has been for 20 years.
Okay.
So the fact, like, it's still scary for me. Like, it's really scary for me that my identity is changing. Like, even on my Instagram, you know the pin posts at the top?
Yeah, yeah.
My pin posts are still my creative show reel, my creative credits, and a random picture of me,
Understand.
like, half topless, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that.
And I'm still too scared to delete it, even though you can't really get past the breathwork now. There's so much posts about breathwork.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've finally let go and started using my personal Instagram as a way to promote what I do. But yeah, I'm still having a bit of an identity moment of...
Something you have
It's
carried
scary,
for
yeah.
years.
Like, I know I can do it at any time. I know I can go back anytime. And I still get people calling me for jobs. And I can say no to the ones I don't want to do. And I can say yes to the ones I do.
Yeah.
But it's still a bit like, wow, this is shifting fast. And, you know, letting go of that, it's a
Part
loss,
of
right?
yourself, yeah.
And so, you know, I have a journey called Overcoming Loss. And I always tell people it's not just about losing someone or a relationship or a job. It's about losing an identity as well. So, you know, I wrote that journey, I think, in the mid-process of like figuring this out. Because it's like a loss. So I've got to grieve that Brendon, you know, and I've got to grieve him and also be aware that he doesn't have to disappear forever. But I need to let go of him for now.
Okay.
And just like come back one day. But also that creative part is a massive, massive role in IMD. So I'm not letting go of the creative
Yeah,
side.
it's still there.
Just the career
Yeah,
that I've had
yeah.
for the 22
like
years.
how you bring us into the emotion, it has to be from yourself.
Yeah, it's a story,
Like, you know,
it's
the
narrative.
storytelling that you tell us. For viewers out there, when you go on the journey of the breathwork, you'll have to wear headphones and you can listen Brendon's voice on left, right, and front.
And back.
And back, and there's music. And you know, it's like a journey. He'll be talking, and we will absorb it, and that's where all your traumas and memories comes back. So it's still creative.
Yeah. Well, the coaching in every single journey is completely different. Like coming back to talking about the Overcoming Loss journey, I take people through the 7 stages of grief throughout the journey.
I see. Okay, this
so
is
I
a new
actually
one.
No, this is an older one.
Okay.
It's one of my. It's like the middle ground one because we have 2 styles of journeys, in my opinion. This is just my thoughts.
Okay.
There's like the traveling journeys, and then there's the emotional release journeys.
Okay.
They both do it for people.
Okay.
But on one side, there's the journeys like the ascension journey, I call it, and it's all about higher consciousness, a generational roots journey. There's, oh God, what's the other one? There's so many, but they are very kind of travel-y journeys. Then there's the You're Enough journey and the letting go journey, which is called the miracle release letting go journey. You know, I feel like they're very much about letting go and crying and letting the emotions out. And then there's one in the middle, which is overcoming loss. Which is a bit
I
of
think
a
I should
bit
do
of,
that.
Yeah. Oh, it's.
I would love to
it's
do
one of
that.
my favorites.
Yeah,
It
hearing
really
you
gets
talking
me.
about it itself, like I could
Yeah.
go into it.
Well, that's the thing, like that. So coming back, sorry,
Yeah.
the overcoming loss journey for me is great because it follows quite a unique structure. Like we are going through the 7 stages of grief, and then there's like the ascension journey, where there's one visualization throughout the whole journey. I don't know if people realize it or not, but most of them I do separate mini visualizations throughout when I think it's needed. That one, there is a solid visualization throughout the whole journey where you go on a path and you basically end up in the stars with shiny things and pretty stuff. And then again, you know, like the shadow journey, there's very, very, very specific moments in that trigger certain points from your shadow self. So every journey is completely different. Every journey has a unique perspective. And although it is the same structure in terms of intention, breathe, hold, scream, breathe, hold, scream, relax, you know, visualizations. That's kind of the pattern of every journey. The actual intentions behind all of it is so different for every journey. This is why it takes so long. Like I really have to sit and like, how am I going to piece this together? It's like a jigsaw.
Yeah. Brendon, since you are here in Kuala Lumpur, so you can tell our viewers here that like if they would like to do the breathwork, which is, I would say it's actually a must-have in life.
Yeah.
It's not that
Agreed.
everybody of us, all of us, we go through things in our daily lives, you know, at any point of life. It's just that sometimes we don't look at it. So if you need help to process yourself, and I would say in a very layman term, it's to be happy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the purpose of it, right?
Yeah.
Just if you want to be happy, come and try IMD Breathwork.
Yeah.
The founder is here. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You just come, you sleep. Yoga mat is provided.
Yeah.
Headphone is provided, and then there's like
Yeah.
the
You don't sleep, you breathe.
yeah, and then
Far
we just
from sleeping.
we don't sleep. Yeah, but we
Far from
lie
that.
down and
If you're
then like
sleeping, you're doing it wrong.
we don't sleep. Yeah, we lie down and then we wear the headphones
Yep.
and our eyes are like
Yeah, well,
blindfolded.
obviously, I'm here to launch it this week.
Yeah,
this
so
is
you
the
can
launch
tell us
week.
more
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
And then we have an amazing new instructor called Rachel, and she is taking over. So she'll be running 3 classes a week every single
Rachel,
week.
where will they be? Like the location?
Just go to the website. So if you go to IMD Breathwork,
Okay.
there's 3 different locations around Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
I think you'll find one near you. I'm not going to lie, I don't know the areas that well,
Okay,
so I
okay.
can't
So there's
quote.
3 locations
I
in
just
Malaysia.
put it into Google Maps and
Okay.
I go, aha. So one's called Sages, one's called I Live, and one's called The Green Room.
Okay, the I Live Clinic I've heard before.
Yes.
Like they have done it
We've
for
had a
quite
long-standing
yeah.
class there. They're great.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did a podcast with them last
Okay.
year as well. But Green Rooms is new, and Sages is a brand new studio that
Okay.
opened up yesterday. And
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, it's stunning, and the view is incredible. Not that it matters, you're wearing an eye mask, but in the beginning, you can enjoy the view. But yes, there's going to be 3 classes every single week.
Okay, 3 classes
yeah.
every single week,
Yeah.
and it's in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes.
And you can get further info by going
go
to
to the website, yeah.
IMD Breathwork
Breathwork.com,
website
yeah.
.com, or you can search for Brendon Hansford in Instagram,
Yes.
or IMD Breathwork in Instagram as well.
And if you go and join the WhatsApp group, there is a code to get your first class half price.
Yeah,
So
first class you get. Yeah, I got that code as well. Yeah, first class for
that's how we
half
get most
price.
people in. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not expensive. I've tried it for
Yeah.
3 times. It's not expensive. It's so worth every single
It is, yeah.
penny. It's so
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you for making
No
it
worries.
affordable for all of us.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
the
no,
plan,
you
yeah.
can hike up because of
Yeah.
the benefits of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
but you didn't. So I'm really thankful for that.
You're welcome.
And I think we are kind of nearing to our
Perfect.
end. But I have one personal question
Go on.
to ask you, Brendon.
What is it? How do I get my hair so curly?
No.
Damn it.
No. What does a beautiful life look like for Brendon?
Freedom. That's it. It's that simple. I always joke, but it's going to happen at some point. My dream is to live in a rainforest with a beach 2 seconds away from my doorstep. And I just want to wake up in the morning, make my coffee, and go and sit on the beach and put my feet in the water. And then start my day. That would make me happy. As long as I got Wi-Fi, I can work. I'm happy. Laptop. That's it. Freedom. That for me is just free to do whatever I want.
That's beautiful, huh?
Mm.
It has no price.
Yeah,
Priceless.
give me a hammock in the jungle and I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm not really about luxury things
Ah, okay.
at all.
Okay. And what's your vision?
My vision.
Yeah.
This is the thing, because it kind of came out the blue. Now I'm just rolling with
No,
it.
I mean
Yeah.
vision in terms of your life and
Oh, God.
like every aspect of it. Like just
I don't know.
yeah.
I have no idea.
I see. Okay.
Things change all the time. I can't
Okay.
predict what's going to
Okay,
happen tomorrow.
okay.
I might, in a horrible way, something might happen.
Okay.
But then, I might meet the love of my life. And
Okay.
then she changes my whole perspective on
Wow,
things.
okay.
Or, I don't know, anything could happen tomorrow, and just completely change my perspective. So as my goal, like I said, is exactly what I just told you. A place where I can wake up and put my feet in the sand and the water in the morning. So that's it. I love the beach. Other than that, just kind of see what happens. Roll with it and see what goes on.
Okay. So since we are coming to an end,
Yes.
do you have something to tell me personally?
I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't come that prepared.
A message.
A message.
Yeah.
Breathe, heal, transform, and thrive.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
that was a
so
cheat, but
much.
we got there.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No worries,
yeah,
you're welcome.
and I always have at least a quote in my every
Yes.
podcast because you use quotes in your sessions.
lot of
Yeah,
quotes, but I
because
have my
I
own
really
quote.
think it has uplifted me in
Yeah.
my journey of life. So for breathwork today, something that I would like to share with everyone is breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you have for sure. Right?
Cute.
Yeah.
like it.
So that's how important proper
Yeah.
breathwork is. I think it has summarized
Cute.
whatever we have
Nice.
discussed. And once again, Brendon, I would say that thank you so much for making the world a better place and for helping humankind to really feel fulfilled and happy from deep within.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
give me a
inviting
hug.
Come stand up now.
Yeah.
Show your buttons.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Peace out, people.